What's happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my all-around level 50 Stalker build. So, this is pretty much my standard loadout. It's not specified just for PvP or just for PvE, but it's kind of just like a build that you can do a little bit of everything with. So, it's great for knocking out your dailies. It's great for a little casual PvP if you want to do some. It even does pretty competitive DPS in dungeons, but of course, if you want to specialize in one thing, you can switch things up. And honestly, that's one of my favorite things about Wildstar so far is that, you know, as long as you're not in combat, you can change up your action set however you want. But for the most part, this has been able to get me through everything I've been doing at endgame so far. So figured it's been went to E3 for a week, finally got back. Let's get back to making some videos for you guys. And we're going to be starting off with this. So, looking at the build, first up, of course, we have Shred, same as before. Base ability deals damage. Following that, we have Neutralize. Now, this is going to be our main damage dealer. If you're focused more on single target, you could, of course, go for Impale, but in general, I'm just a bigger fan of Neutralize. And on top of that, the Tier 8 bonus, marks foes hit it at 5 stacks, the marks consumed, deal 2951 technology damage. So basically, on the 5th Neutralize, it's like I get a free one almost. 2951 compared to 3173. So just, an extra burst of damage that's going to come out. Really awesome. And on top of that, it's AoE. Whereas, Impale I'm looking at 35, 34 from behind, or 30, 36 if I'm not behind, so basically if I'm not behind the target, my Neutralize is already going to hit harder. So, yeah, needless to say, I run Neutralize. For our third ability, we have Stagger, of course. All in all, I mean, you could run Collapse. Personally, I'm just a bigger fan of Stagger. I like stuns. It gives it that rogue feel that I'm used to, and it's just my favorite interrupt so far on the Stalker. Moving on to our fourth ability, we have Lobotomize. Now, what's great about Lobotomize is, one, it gives us a ranged ability that's going to deal pretty good damage at 1500 technology, and more importantly, it applies a wound to 5 foes, which will reduce incoming healing by 50% for 8 seconds. Now, one important thing to note is that there is already a healing debuff in 2v2 Arena, so if you are going to do 2v2 Arena, you shouldn't run Lobotomize. Even if you have it in there for the shield overload at 2.6 seconds, that won't work in 2s, simply because Lobotomize is currently bugged, so because the healing debuff doesn't apply, the overload doesn't work either. But in general, it gives us a ranged attack to hit people if they're getting away and they're trying to mount, and on top of that, the healing reduction is pretty awesome and helps out a ton in PvP. On to our fifth spell, we have Preparation. Tiered up to Tier 4, which will of course give us 600 health every 0.5 seconds over the duration of the channel. And overall, I mean, it's a great ability to have at max level. And previously, in place of it, I was running Punish. I actually had Lobotomize tiered up to Tier 4 for the shield overload, and then Punish at Tier 1. And I was just using Punish for the quick energy regen, and all in all, I feel like that will clear packs faster, because basically you would open with a Neutralize, a Ruin, Re-Stealth, Neutralize, 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 until you're low, and then Punish, and then Neutralize, and everything's dead. And while that was great, I found that by the time I got up to the 3rd, 4th pack that I was fighting, I'd have to stop, and I'd have to eat, and I'd have downtime. So, by dropping out Punish and switching up to Preparation, I find that in terms of killing, I might not completely wipe out a pack in my opener combo. It might take an extra second or two, but at the same time, because I have prep, I'm moving between packs with 0 downtime. There's no time to have to sit and eat. You're getting back your energy, and on top of that, when you open on the next pack, because of how Preparation works, you're going to have an extra 35% crit chance for 4 seconds, which is pretty awesome in itself. Following that, we have our 6th ability is Ruin, tiered up to Tier 8. And what's great about Ruin is, it's not only is it good damage over time, just to add it up real quick, okay, so 750 technology damage, okay, and then 291 every 1 second for 10 seconds. So 2900 damage plus the 750 damage. That's more than our Neutralize. That's more than Impale even. I mean, given its damage over time, it's still a ton of damage. And more importantly, we're getting 2 suit power every second while it's up. And probably the coolest thing is at Tier 8, from Stealth, we get a 6-second overload on shields. And like I said, I used to run the shield overload on Lobotomize, and I like it, but 2.6 seconds isn't really enough. At 2.6 seconds, I can usually get in some minor damage, burst something down to maybe 50%, but the shield's going to be right back up. with 6 seconds on the ruin, you can usually kill something before the shield will get back up. And on top of that, in PvP, it's huge, because when you hit that on a group and suddenly 5 of the guys you're fighting are just shieldless, that is tons and tons of damage that your team is going to be able to burst into them with. Following that, we have our mobility moves. First up with Pounce, probably my favorite mobility move in the game. You can use it to run, you can use it to engage, it gives you a nice snare. On top of that, the 15% speed increase after you use it, just a great skill overall. And then for our 8th and final skill, Tactical Retreat, absolutely love this move. You know, shit hits the fan in PvP, you can use it to get out real fast. If you pull too many things and you end up pulling an elite or something, you can use it to drop aggro, just like Feign Death worked with Hunters and WoW. Fantastic ability. And you may notice I have 1 point in it right now. Obviously, when you have spent your Elder Gems and you have up to, I believe it's 48 ability points, you would want to tier this up to tier 4 just for this general build. And the reason for that being that at tier 4 it breaks free of all CC effects, which is really, really awesome for PvP and even PvE to a certain extent. You know, the fact that regardless of how bad shit's going, whether you're stunned, rooted, disoriented, everything, just boom, Tactical Retreat. And I'll usually actually combo Pounce with it. So right after Tactical Retreat, I'll Pounce out so that if people are on me, I can create some distance real fast right after using Tactical Retreat. So overall, they work really well together. You know, lets you engage, disengage, just awesome. Looking at our amps, of course, in Assault we have the 3 tier 1s of critical hit severity, assault power, and critical hit chance. Pretty much standard. Moving into tier 2, we have Brutal Mastery. Hands down, you gotta have this. Above 70% health, you gain the Empower, which increases your brutality by 30% of your maximum. And that's going to be a huge amount of damage output, extra damage output that you're going to have, especially for speed clearing through these dailies like we're going to be doing right now. As far as second skill to progress up to tier 3, I went with Killer Instinct. Now, it might not be the best, but I had to pick one, and Precision, after 6 seconds you deal 1000 tech damage, doesn't seem like it's all that useful to me. I mean, I'd have it on openers, on every opener I'd have an extra 1000 tech damage going out, but, you know, it's nothing spectacular, so I felt like we didn't really need that. I mean, for flash clearing daily content, it could be worth it, but I didn't pick it up, so whatever. Onslaught, landing a hit from behind is a 100% chance to grant an Empower, which will increase your assault power by 12%. Great ability for PvE, especially for like raid DPS. But for just general, you know, we're going to be going around. We might not always be behind our target right after our opener. Stuff is going to turn to us, so we decided to pass over Onslaught. And additionally, in PvP, you know, shit gets so chaotic in this game, you're not going to have uptime where you're constantly behind your target. Like, stuff is going to be running and rolling, so I didn't feel that was going to be worthwhile. Now, Devastate is the only other one I would have considered in place of Killer Instinct. Critical hits deal 441 physical damage to foes below 25% health, and it has 100% armor pierce. While it's a great ability, by the time mobs hit that 25% health threshold, they're probably going to die anyway. Like, at that point, the next neutralize that comes out is going to kill them because their shields are already down. They're just not surviving. So, in lieu of that, I felt Killer Instinct was just going to be better overall. I mean, every non-critical hit is going to give us an Empower, and that's going to increase our hit chance by 1% for 8 seconds until we get a critical hit. So, you know, basically our critical hit bonus is just going to keep building up, and it just gives us more crits overall, which is great for Stalker. As for Assault, we have Fatal Wounds, which I found this to be the most useful of the 3. Clone, I found really lackluster. Wasn't a fan of it. I mean, maybe at higher end PvE with the right gear it's awesome, but I just thought it kind of sucked. And Battle Mastery, I mean, I don't really see the benefit in this. You know, an 8% damage increase sounds great, but fact of the matter is, if I'm below 30% suit power, more than likely I'm not going to have the suit power I need to really dish out damage. So because of that, we ended up going with Fatal Wounds. Critical hits deal 44 damage every 1 second for 8 seconds, 100% armor pierce, and stacks 5 times. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but basically this is like an extra 220 damage we're going to be doing just from our crits that goes straight through armor with 100% uptime. Good damage over time potential there. Into the hybrid area, you can see we picked up the 3 in PvP offense, just because, like I said, this spec also involves PvP. Over into the utility, we have cooldown reduction, 15%, and of course CC resilience, 30%. Awesome abilities. I mean, both of them I find extremely useful in both PvP and PvE. I mean, cooldown reduction especially. CC reduction isn't as big in PvE, but it does still help. And I mean, when you get hit with a snare or a root or whatever the case is, you go from basically 3 seconds down to 2 seconds, which, I mean, you're like, oh, 1 second, that's not a lot of time. Well, sometimes 1 second is the difference between life and death in an MMO. So yeah, 1 second is huge. Into Tier 2, we have Iron Man. When hit by a CC, grant 1 stack of Iron Man for 10 seconds. When it hits 2, you get a free interrupt armor. Basically, I picked this up from doing some arenas just because I found that if I had a bunch of people jumping on me at the same time, they all tended to spam their CC at once. So I found that usually I would get hit like CC, CC, and then Iron Man would proc like immediately right there. So I decided to go with that. Of course, Assassin, pretty much gotta have Assassin. After 3 seconds, taking damage will no longer break you out of stealth. And what's great about that is, you know, with having tactical retreat, we basically pop tac, and that's gonna go to, I think, 2.5 seconds, so we have half a second where we have to avoid damage. And Assassin kicks in, and then they can't break our stealth, so awesome amp to pick up. As for the other choices, I was running Balanced originally instead of Iron Man, but ended up dropping it. Found that I wasn't, you know, as long as you're smart about using your sprint, you're not going to really get dazed that much. Left in the Dust, dashing has a 50% chance to root enemies within 2 meters for 2.5 seconds. I mean, it sounds good in theory, but in practice, I just didn't find it really doing it for me. And our other potential was Can't Stop This. Dashing has a 25% chance to refund 25% of a dash charge. Didn't really find it all that useful. One other potential I would consider is the stealth regen here. While in stealth, you regenerate 224 health per second. Really cool ability. The one downside is that in arenas, the longer you wait in stealth, eventually you'll get a debuff that breaks your stealth and won't let you re-stealth. So because of that, you can't get down to 1% and then just be like, LOL, bro, and stealth regen all the way back up. That being said, it is still kind of a nice ability, but in general, we won't really experience much downtime because we have Preparation Heal instead. Make It Rain, too much running around for me. Anyway, as for our last 3 amps, we have PvP Defense 1, 2, and 3. You can also see I have 2 points here in Strike Through. I would get that up to 3%, but I don't think anyone really knows what the level of hit you need for PvP is just yet, so for, you know, my purposes, 2 has been more than enough. So that's the build, that's the amps. My stats are kind of all over the place because my gear is a clusterfuck right now, but, you know, in general, just for clearing through content, Brutality, Finesse, and Moxie are standards. I actually have a couple purple tanking pieces on, and I didn't really feel like buying any, you know, DPS pieces off the auction house, so I'm just still wearing those. I mean, obviously Tech, Insight, and Grit aren't really ideal for speed clearing stuff, so even with that gear, you can see we're still able to just blow through the content, and you'll see how effective it is even with tanking pieces. I mean, and just, you know, we have half PvP gear on, half PvE tanking gear, so we're kind of all over the place, but, you know, it still works out pretty well. So, in general, so for example, these guys have shields, so for our opener, we're going to want to do our ruin here, so and of course that guy pulled them all, so whatever. Fuck this. We're just going to reset it to show you. Fucking asshole on his hoverboard. Oh, and then he comes back. You son of a bitch. Alright, so in general, if the target has shields, you go for ruin. If they don't have shields, you'd open with neutralize. So we got 3 guys here. Get up into position. Ruin. Neutralize, 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 neutralize. Toss out a stun if you want. And you can see the 2 that we got the shield off of were already dead. This is the one that we missed the shield on, so he ended up surviving an extra second. But I mean, that 6-second shield disable is brutal. Like I said, it's more than enough to usually kill a guy completely outright before they end up having the regen back up. Now, just for straight PvE content, so you can re-stealth, get that shield back up. Didn't get the stealth fully off. Whatever, you're about dead anyway. Pop a prep, get some extra crit chance, heal ourselves back up. That thing's dead. Kind of want to try and pick a fight with some Exiles to see if I can show off some of how the other abilities work, like the tactical retreat. But I mean, I really need somebody to try and like kill me to really show tactical retreat in action. And oh, here's a fight going down right now. Let's help this guy kill this spell slinger. Ooh, he just got out of range. We're gonna stay on him though. Kill the spell slinger. Die. Oh, he ran by the guard station. Not the brightest. Same as before. Pop the shield. Oh, and this one's bugged. That's fantastic. But hey, it's bugged. Just tactical retreat out, and it's like you were never in a fight to begin with. And we're going to get our energy all the way back up, like, LOL, look at me heal. Re-stealth. Fuck your shield. What is this shit? Look at it doing stuff to me. You stop that. That's dead. Alright, well either way, you know, it's kind of silly to let me just sit here and show you dailies all day, so we're gonna, oh man, oh, poor guy. He's getting slaughtered. We're gonna hop in and do some PvP, and we'll show you how the build works there, and yeah, so we'll cut to that, and we'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so here we are, Walitiki Temple, doing a little PvP with the build. Let's go slaughter some people. I'll show you how this works. Sure, got my PvP stuff on. I do. Alright, so we're getting in. And oh, I broke my stealth. Little bitches. Should have stealthed before coming into combat. Oh well, this guy's going down. We're gonna. Oh, are they serious? This little motherfucker. No shield for you. And we gotta get the healing debuff up on him. Preparation. Kill the shields. Pop a little PvP power. Look at the neutralizes. More damage than your body has room for. We're low. Prep. Get the energy back. Get the health back. Reopen on them. Ooh boy, we gotta get out of here. It's looking bad. PvP potion. Getting up prep. Oh, I'm separated from the group. I'm going down, guys. Tactical retreat. We're out. Oh, can we get out? Oh, no, no. Oh, just barely caught. Man, this is a dirty PvP match, though. But, I mean, we got broke right at the start there, but in the second mix, you could see we were able to re-stealth, and basically as soon as you re-stealth, you want to hit ruin, because there's a certain amount of time, like with assassin, you know, after 3 seconds damage won't break stealth, but until that 3-second mark's hit, any damage that you take would break your stealth, and by doing so you're going to lose the shield overload bonus that you get from ruin at tier 8. So basically what you're going to want to do is in these fights like this, you know, if you know your stealth is back up, just really fast re-stealth, pop ruin, get the shields down. Oh, and Dominion with a steal. That's good, and we're fighting next to their graveyard. That's not good. I'm gonna try and get a steal here on this fresh one that's up. Oh, Orochi has it. I gotta switch. There we go. Got tank stance up, baby. Shoot, motherfucker. And I got prep. This is not my flag running build, but we got the flag anyway. Or mask, I should say. Boom. See, look at that. That right there, that CC reduction. It was like boop boop. Done. We're just popping prep. We're taking this baby home. We're going all the way. Choo choo, motherfucker. Orochi train coming on in. I actually have a spell slinger already named FiGhTiNCoWBoy. I haven't started leveling him at all, but there will be a FiGhTiNCoWBoy on Pergo Wildstar. So, big old group here. Let's get these ones stealth, overload, pop our PvP power on our trinket, go to town. Put up the healing debuff. We're gonna get prep back, get our energy, and oh my god, we weren't in lethal. Re-stealth. Get it up, get it up. Look at the damage! You can't survive it! Oh no! Getting separated from the group. We're going for this engineer instead. Where are you going? Get your ass back here. Making sure your shield don't come back up. There's so many. We need the rest of the team. Doing a tactical retreat to get in there. Gonna catch up to him. Break the shields. Big stun coming out. Healing reduction. And the neutralizers are dropping. This one's going down. New mask unearthed. We're going for it. Coming in downtown. Oh, he missed it. We got 2 seconds. 2 seconds and we can get rid of this shield. There it is. Money damage. Shields are down. PvP trinket up. And the damage is coming out. They're all at 50%. Tossing out the healing reduction. A warrior popping all of his cools. Oh no! And we lost connection with the fucking server. Oh my god. That is so shitty. That was a good PvP match too. Damn it. Well, either way, guys, considering we just got disconnected, I suppose that's a sign we should wrap this video up. So, either way, thanks for coming by. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, really fun build to play. Really effective overall for clearing through stuff, and also pretty potent in PvP. So, either way, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time with more Wildstar.